Hello, 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 hello. Hopefully the camera works. The camera works, camera works, camera works. Yay, that's always good. How's everyone doing today? How is everyone doing today? It is, I'm gonna turn the light on. Okay, there we go. There's the lights. It is Tuesday. Oh, that's right. Gotta bring this inside. I was like this close to going live yesterday on Twitch for a nice little relaxing gun club building stream on Twitch. And as I was walking downstairs, my phone went off and it's like, oh, hey, dummy, reminder, you have a dentist appointment this morning. So that's what I did yesterday. That's what I was doing yesterday. Do I feel rested now? Yes. Word of advice, doing a 2+ hour live stream after you've been up for 24 hours and traveling it's not fun. I mean, the stream was fun. Actually, I did have a fun time. The stream was fun. But in terms of like, hey, that was actually kind of dumb looking back at it. That was definitely kind of dumb looking back at it. So how is everyone doing today? How is everyone doing today? It is Tuesday. It's Tuesday, isn't it? And what are you? You're Bowden tube, reverse Bowden tube. Ooh, fancy. Yeah, today should be a pretty fun day. We are working on the Venture XL. I'll get the camera properly set up over there when we get over there. But we've got a bunch of stuff to do today. I don't think we'll get it all done, especially considering the fact the Prusa is printing parts right now because the parts I printed didn't work. So I have to reprint parts. So we're doing that right now. So I don't think there is a chance we'll get everything I want to get done today done. But if not, we'll just carry on Friday. Friday's Halloween too, so I'm gonna wear a costume. I'm gonna be cool. So what is everyone up to? What is everyone up to? How is everyone doing? Let me clear off some of this stuff because this is stuff from Stealth Changer stuff. So we'll get the Stealth Changer stuff. We'll put that over here. This is Star Wars droid stuff. So I gotta put you over here. Where am I gonna put you? I need a little box. I need a box. I need a box to put the stuff in. Do I have a box? I have a box of pizza here, but that's not the right kind of box. You will, no, you're disgusting. You're horrible. I gotta be careful with what I say. I should have just opened a spool of filament. That would have made it easy. Nope. Nope. Oh, you know what we'll do? We'll take all the stuff out of this box. We got a ducky down. Live, damn it. No. We have a ducky down. Oh, wait. It's trying. It lives. That's good. Okay. So that can go over. Put you up here for now. Okay, so what are we doing today? What are we doing today? Well, for those that remember, the EBB, or correction, the EBB, the Venture XL has been kind of out of commission for a little bit for various reasons, namely CAN bus issues. We did some investigatory finagling inside the machine, and best I can tell, it's something with the tool head board. It's something with the tool head board causing the CAN bus to not properly communicate. It's something in the chain. So the easiest way to fix something that doesn't work is to just remove it completely from the equation and replace it with something that does work. Simple as that. Andrew Rogers for the 6-7 fun. I used to be hip. I used to be with it. But then they changed what it was. Now what I'm with isn't it anymore. And what's it is strange and scary to me. And it'll happen to you too. Okay, so that is that, and that is that. So that's screen. So, Big Tree Tech hooked us up with some goodies. So for this build, what we're doing, as you can see from the Venture XL, it is not in the greatest condition in the world in terms of 3D printers. It's half its part. We are ripping the tool head off. We were replacing the tool head with an A4T tool head. It's got the chibi tube in it. It's got a LDO orbiter in it. I've totally borrowed half of these parts from the Stealth Changer kit. Thank you, Jason. We're going to be putting the new Gen 2 EBB36 on it from Big Tree Tech. Along with that, we're going to have a Kraken as our main controller. And then also, we're going to give this a try. If we run into issues with this, I'll just go to a Raspberry Pi. But Big Tree Tech sent over their Pi 2. So we'll use this too as well. Why? Because they sent it over. So shout out to Big Tree Tech for providing the hardware that we're using for this upgrade series. It's not really a sponsored series or anything. They just provided the hardware when I asked for it. And they're like, cool, we'll send you what you need. And then also shout out to POLYMAKER. Every stream we give away a spool of POLYMAKER filament. Link in the video description. Enter for your chance. We'll be doing the draw at the end of stream today, probably around 2 o'clock. And then, yeah, so the goal is get as far as we can. We have to replace the main board. We have to replace the entire tool head. We're going to go to an umbilical system instead of the drag chains. So we'll have to do a little faffing about with stuff to make that work. And then also, we have a 5-inch screen here. So we're going to replace the stock screen with a Big Tree Tech 5-inch HDMI screen. So let me cut that out here, because the screen that's on the printer right now is like, it's got the MCU, or it's got the Linux SoC built into it. So we needed a new screen. So Big Tree Tech hooked me up with this. We don't need that big of a screen on the printer. The printer is big. It doesn't need that big of a screen. Honestly, I'd be fine with a V0 display on it. Just need something to move it around while you're standing in front of it. And then we will be going Calico. So we're going to put Calico on it. We're going to have to flash the cartographer back to USB mode from CAN bus mode. That was a fun side quest. And I think that's about it. The goal is to get the printer printing again. Okay. The goal is to get the printer printing again. Oh, we're going to have to do some machining because you can't really see it, but the carriage for holding the tool head, it's not a tap tool head, or it's not a tap carriage. It's a CNC carriage. Is too long for mounting the cartographer to. So we need to machine out 1.8 millimeters off the bottom. It's a good thing I have a Milo right there. We are going to manually machine it because I'm not going to bother trying to do programming G code. I'm just going to do the thing, because I just need to take off roughly 1.8 millimeters. So it's okay if it's like not bang on. I'm just going to scribe a line and mill it to the line. If we get to that today, if we do, we do. If we don't, we'll do it on Tuesday. Because I have to get the Milo set up for machine, because the power for it's over here. The cable for plugging in 220 for the Milo is right there, and the cable goes that way. I got to make it go that way, and hopefully it's long enough. So that's a future Taylor problem. Who's that? Damien, thank you for coming to channel member. Cheers and appreciated. Just put Leviathan Nighthawk beacon in my machine, and even though I haven't printed it yet, what a difference it is. Yeah, I thought I had an extra beacon. I have a beacon in here, but it's in the VZBot, and I do occasionally use the VZBot. I don't have another beacon. I have a bunch of cartographers. So it would be nice to use beacon, because I know when they both work, but the cartographer has been kind of eh. Because the ones I have are like, they came with this kit. So it's like, So if a beacon happens to show up, but I'm not going to go drop $120 on a beacon when I already have a functioning probe. I can't get the tap to work on cartographer as good as the tap works on beacon, if that makes sense. Also, this has a beacon too. So these both have beacons. Beacon, I could get the tap working. Cartographer, I can never get the tap working. And I kind of want the tap, but it's not that big of a deal. But when they both do their mesh thing, they both work the same. They're both eddy current probes. They're both eddy current probes. Same as the Big Tree Tech eddy. Okay. So as of right now, I will be sticking with the cartographer, but if things change that. Also, I did do a little arts and crafts. You can't see it. I'm working on rebuilding the wall between the two rooms so that when winter comes and it actually gets cold, I actually have some sort of way to keep the heat on the hot side and keep this as the cold side. So I've been building walls out of sheets. It's boring, but it works. Okay. So that is that. So I think what we're going to start with, I wanted to start with working at the tool head and working our way back to the controller box. Unfortunately, we ran into a bit of a problem. This is the A4T. This is the tool head we're going to be putting in here. It's got the Luke's Lab tube compact. If you want to buy one of these, check out Luke's Lab. I don't have a link for it in the video description, but check out Luke's Lab. Use code Canuck, save some percentage. I think it's 5%. Save 5%. That's good. And then we got an LDO orbiter. But this is like the A4T tool head board mount. And unfortunately, it doesn't actually fit the EBB36. Okay, so I found like 2 other ones on printables. They're printing right now. So we got to wait for that to finish printing to see which one is the one I should use, because it's over molded and whatnot. And I got to make sure I'm using the right one, essentially. Because the last thing I want to do is use the wrong one and it not work. And where did I put the cable at? Uh-oh. Are you the right cable? No, you're the wrong cable. Where did I put the cable at? Seriously? How do I lose it? How do you lose a cable? Oh, it's over at the printer. The cable's over molded, so it's got this big honking chunk of plastic on the end. So on both ends. So it's not quite as easy as a cable to just kind of, I want to use PG7s. These guys, you know, the boing. I want to use these, but unfortunately the cable, both ends of it are over molded. So that really isn't happening. And this might not even be long enough. It's like a 2.5 meter cable for USB. If I have to extend it, we'll try. If not, what I might do is wherever the cable ends, I'll put the box. It's got, I call it a box, but I'll print a little box for this guy. This is the board that takes the signal and bumps it up to 24 volts and does the voltage conversion and everything, and converts this to USB and whatnot. So if I need to, I'll put this somewhere and then I'll run, we'll make it work. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. So I think what we'll start with then is the controller stuff. Use pug instead of PG7. What is pug? I'm just going to use the umbilical and just zip tie it. Also, I printed off the same arm that I have in this guy, and we're going to try and make it work in the Venture XL. If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. So I think that's about it. I think that's about it. Printable umbilical connector. Oh, cool. So I think that's about it. So let me get the tablet fired up here so I can actually see you guys when I'm on the other side of the room. And what we'll do is we will start with working on the electronics. So we'll take out the, we'll undo the tool head board. We'll take off the original tool head. I'm gonna leave the carriage on for now just so the belts don't go all over the place, but we will have to take that off. So hopefully I don't need to rebelt it or anything funky like that. And then we'll start swapping out the main controller. So luckily, Esoterical sent me the file for this. This is a replacement mount. So this mounts where the stock controller is that's in. I got to get my 3 cents for an ad. There I am. Look at me. Look at me. And I got to drop it down to like frickin' 144p. Because this thing can't play a video to save its freaking life. So anyways, this is an adapter plate so that I can mount the Kraken to where the current board mounts. So I think that's a good place to get started. I think that's a good place to get started. So we'll grab my screwdriver. I'll grab some cutters. I don't think I need much else. The printer is already unplugged. So we'll go over here. I'll try and get it set up in a framing so that you guys can actually see what I'm working on. And we'll start taking this apart. Unfortunately, I don't really have a ton of room. I'm gonna try and make a little bit more. Ooh, oh, that's... Okay, let's see what we can do for camera angles to make this kind of not crap. Because I need to get a wider... right now I'm using my camcorder. I'm using a camcorder. And this is as far out as it zooms. I can zoom in a lot, but I can't zoom out far. So what we gotta do, we have our probes here. So we'll take those, I'll put those aside. I'll take the tool head, put that aside so I don't lose anything. This is gonna stay on for now. We are gonna remove the end stops though. The plan is we're gonna go sensorless for the XY because you can't break a sensor if there is no sensor to break. So we're gonna go sensorless on the XY. This screen's gotta go bye-bye. I'll probably move the camera to the back because it won't have somewhere to plug it in the front anymore. So the camera will probably move to the back. And then we can get rid of all of this. So let's start with getting rid of this drag chain, I think. So I'm gonna put these over here so I don't lose them. I say that as I probably will end up losing them because I'm a freaking klutz and forgetful and I always lose stuff. Clamp it around the cable. Okay. Well, I shouldn't need it, I'll be honest. I should be okay without it. Simply for the fact that I want to try the drag chain or the swing arm that like Brucey uses. I mean, if it works, right? I'm a big fan of it. If it works, it works. Okay. So this is kind of annoying that I have to do all this. I really did not want to do this. I'd rather just be printing with this printer instead of having to rewire it. But it is what it is. And unfortunately, I'm one of those people. Once I can't trust it anymore, I don't trust it anymore. Once the printer has had an issue where it's like, even if I did get it working again, I wouldn't trust it anymore. And that kind of really sucks. Why am I getting freaking pop-ups in my chat? I have YouTube set for no ads when I live stream, yet when I'm on mobile, I get ads in chat. So, 10-head stealth changer. No, there's no plan to do any sort of tool changing on this or a box turtle. I will be going with buffers in the future. Caught it with my foot. And by caught it with my foot, I mean it bounced off my foot and hit the ground. The plan for this is just put a big nozzle in it, in this case a 0.6. I know 0.6 isn't that big, but we got a big hot end to compensate. So put a big nozzle in it, and basically it's going to be used for printing big dumb things. So like all the stuff for the whatchamacallit, the droid, for example. I have a bunch of cardboard here. You go there. Let me get this power cable out of the way so I don't accidentally crunch it. This thing has a huge power cable because it needs to. Come on. Good old 20 amp cable. All the power. Okay. So, start getting this off. So the drag chains are going bye-bye. Drag chains are going bye-bye. So that'll be nice because we'll actually gain a little bit of Z, which will be kind of nice. We're going to gain a little bit of Z because we no longer have to worry about the XY joint hitting our upper rear back Z motor. For a still rock. It's not a stealth burn, or it's not an afterburner, it's a stealth burner. They're different. By the way, I got the second batch of Venture XL. Came with Spider King, Spider Pro, I guess. Yeah. So, to be fair, full disclosure, Physec did reach out and did offer to send me a Spider King and basically the new set of electronics for the printer. I basically told them I am swapping out the tool head to a tool head that uses a different board. and I'll be just swapping out the electronics. I just told them I'm going to be swapping out with other stuff. Since I'm going to be going to a more stock firmware, basically Coleco, not custom version or anything like that. I'm like, don't worry about like hunting me down and trying to give me, you know, different hardware. I'm okay with just running with what I got. So they did offer to make it right and basically fix the error, like correct the deficient hardware I had. But I told them, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it myself. Because, yeah. So, full disclosure with that there. Is the A4T the current go-to? There is no current go-to tool head. I haven't used an A4T yet, so I can't comment on it. I can't tell you if the A4T is a good tool head. I haven't put an A4T tool head on any of my printers yet. I have put an XOL tool head, which is what the A4T is based on, in a V2, and guess what? It works just fine. The advantage of the A4T is it's dual 4010s, which some people think is a bit better for cooling. It's also a very simple tool head. It's like 2 parts. It's actually a really simple tool head. I'm going to have to unclick all of these. That is going to be annoying as heck. Wait, can I just, let me see here. Where is, can we just be, let's open up the box. What's in the box? What's in the box? Okay, where is, you go there, unplug you, because you are my sunshine. Okay, and unplug you, because you are the umbilical, I believe. Yeah, you are the, okay, so need more screwdrivers. See if we can pull this out the other way. Instead of pulling it out the long way, we're gonna pull it out the short way. So. Kraken and more big True Tech goodies as backup. Yeah. I mean, it is nice that, you know, putting a Kraken in here, while we're not running like NEMA 23s or anything, we do have 48 volts. So we will be able to push a bit more juice through this system. So that'll be nice. Okay. So I'm just gonna be that guy, and I'm just gonna cut these cables because it doesn't matter anymore. Because, I mean, maybe I can pull it through. Let's see. Oh, it's gonna be annoying. It's all underneath. What does it look like underneath? Oh my God. Ah, the spiders! The spiders! I'm a kid, the spiders! There's spiders all under there. Okay, let me throw down a box here, and I'm gonna lie on my back. Get your mom jokes out of the way, because I gotta go under here to undo a cable and slide it out. Okay, let's see. How can I get you to come out? Okay, where's, I should have grabbed my cutters. I gotta cut a zip tie. Yo. Okay, back underneath. Back underneath. So what I did when I built this printer, I specifically left the bottom open so that I could get at stuff under here. But I didn't expect I'd actually have to get at stuff under here. So it is a bit annoying. It is a bit annoying. Okay, out. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut that cable. That is annoying. Come on. There we go. Okay. that's that. I could probably take these back panels off because they're not really doing anything. Yeah, that's gonna be annoying. Okay. You know what, we'll just do it the long way. We'll do it the long way. Because it's gonna be a nightmare to do. It's like, I probably could save a bunch of time and do it the kind of way I'm trying to, but it's gonna be annoying. It's gonna be annoying. Because I really don't want to cut this cable, because this is a really nice long cable if I ever need a long CAN bus cable. Like, I could just cut it out. I could just rip and tear until it is done, but we're better than that. Also, the fact that I can't frickin' raise the gantry up is annoying as shit. That part's annoying. Running cables through this is annoying. So, build reclining seat under printer. That would be really nice, I'll be honest. So, oh my God. How do I do? You know what? I'm just gonna cut it. F it. Cut it. Cut it. Cut the wire. It's unplugged, right? Bzz. Do it! Cut the wire! Cut the wire! Cut the blue wire first. But I'm colorblind! They're all blue! I'm blue! Dabba dee dabba die. Dabba dee dabba die, dabba dee dabba die, dabba dee dabba dee dabba die. Blew his house with a blue little window and a blue Corvette, and everything is blue for him. There we go. So I've got, on the bright side, a lot of drag chain now I can do stuff with. Okay, so first part ripped out of the printer. Okay, what I will do now is, while I'm here, I'm going to replace these guys with proper, actually before I do that, let me loosen these, because I don't want a lot of tension on this belt while I'm faffing around with stuff. Loosen that. There we go. Yeah, because I don't want that tight. So I'm going to put some zip ties there when I take the carriage off, so I hopefully don't lose it all, because that would be annoying. Okay, so we need to get a little bit shorter than that wire. Screw. It's going to look so much cleaner when it's or without the... it's going to look so much cleaner. Okay, so I'm assuming these are probably M516s. Yep, that'll work. Hey, hot plastic. Big printer is build. Yes, the big printer is big. Do you attest to the design work on both the XOL and the A4T with much more user? Yeah, the A4T is actually really nice because it's like the whole main body of it is monolithic. So you don't really have to like put together 20 different things. Oh, wait, that's too long. Okay, that screw's too long. Okay, it's not M516s, it's M512. M512. But yeah, it's nice because it's basically one piece. It is the one piece. But it will, it goes together pretty nice. And then you just stick whatever extruder you want on top. Well, we're not putting neopixels in our tool head. We can't have that extra weight. Plus, wires in the tool head is just another thing that can go wrong, right? Okay, so that's that. I really wish I could raise the gantry up, but I can't. Okay, so the next thing we have to do is, since I can't, I'm trying to think about how the easiest way to go about this. I think the next thing we got to do is replace the main board, because there's really nothing to do here. We got the new umbilical, which is, it's going to be a little weird. I'm hoping this works. So I've got this. This will mount to the rear gantry, and it'll come out and it'll let us to do the swing arm stuff. But the cable is going to come out this way, but come down vertically into the tool head. So the tool head, the cable will hopefully, this mounts like here. Okay. Yeah. So that'll go there. The swing arm will go there. And then it'll come down into there. So hopefully that works. And then the filament, eventually, whenever I get a proper back panel, I'll have a slot in the middle for filament to come through. Because I don't want the filament being that long that it comes down from the top, because that would get really annoying real fast. Okay, so let's get rid of these end stops. Wow, this already cracked again. This was a really dumb setup, the way they did the end stops on this. They have like an X and a Y, but the Y is on like a printed arm, and it catches on stuff in the back. So instead of having it kind of proper, where you would have the end stop like, you know, in the back corner, they put it on here on this printed arm that always caught on the drag chains when you move by. So I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Do I have a smaller one on here? I do. That one. And that one. Okay. So no more XY end stop. We're going sensorless. We're not doing any tool change or anything funky like that, so sensorless will be perfectly fine for a machine like this. Why did you get an EBB separately when Big Tree Tech offers a package of 3 tool heads like the and a long cable? I got the EBB separately because I want to try the EBB36. They I am like, hey, I'm rebuilding this. This is the tool head, and the EBB36 is the tool head that works with the A4T, because it mounts on the back of the 36mm stepper. As for the pack, disclosure, everything was provided by Big Tree Tech. I just asked them and they sent me shit. So like a combo pack or anything. If I was buying stuff, yeah, it probably would have made more sense. Also, the cable is 2 meters or whatever long it is, because it is a USB cable. The shorter the cable, the better with USB. That's one of the reasons we're going umbilical, is to try and limit how long the cable is, because now it only has to go from here to there instead of here to there, to there, to there, to there, to there, to there, to there. So that's why. Okay, get rid of some of these extra weight in the tool head. We got to cut down on weight. We got to remove these extra thingamabobbers. Any extra T-nuts? Oh, we got some extra T-nut here. Gotta go bye-bye. There we go. Ant head versus, from my understanding, like ant head is, A4T is better than ant head. From what I've been pondered, that is the option. Okay, so now, the joy of having your printer on wheels. Ta-da! God damn it. I have dropped this electric screwdriver so many times. Okay. So that is that. So the next thing we got to do is remove this main controller. And at the same time, replace it with a Kraken. So let's grab the Kraken. Grab this. So we got this. I need a little board or a box or something here so I can put stuff on while I'm working. So actually, slide you out. You come this way. What are you catching on? Oh. Goes there. Can't believe how many spiders are in this. Quit falling. Don't be free. I'll deal with you later. There we go. Okay. So you're gonna go here. Here is the Kraken. Screwdriver. Little screwdriver. This snips. And I'm gonna need something to label stuff because we're gonna have to basically take everything off of this, figure out where it goes, and then plug it back in the new board and hope it's all roughly the same, because I really don't want to be, oh, something's rolling. Okay, we're gonna try and keep this as simple as possible. I need something to label this with. I think my thing is downstairs. Let me run downstairs. I think I have a nice little label book. One second. I'm just gonna walk and talk. Ooh. Hey, puppy. Walk and talk. What's in this room? Where is my label book? There it is. It was right here. I'm gonna show you guys. This thing is stupidly handy to get. Get your hands on one of these, because it will make stuff like this super easy. I've had this for years, but what camera are we on? This one. This is, I don't even know where I bought it because I didn't buy it. I stole it from work. Get a book like this, Brady Portapack wire markers. Essentially, they're just little stickers with numbers and letters on them, right? They go 0. I think this one goes 0 to 9, but you can get ones with letters. And you peel them, and they're like strips of 3. So this way you can wrap up. You can easily just keep track of numbers and stuff. It's just really nice. So when you're taking stuff off and they're in order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, hey. So you're not like doing the Neanderthal thing where you like wrap it with tape with a marker. This is a bit more professional, I guess you could say. The only thing that I hate about, well, I'm using whatever 2510 Delta comes with the LDO kit for the stealth changer. So we'll see how that goes. Second one I'm gonna build because I'm missing more M5 9.5 washers. Ooh, that sucks. Steve's here. Hi, Steve. You're just in here. Time for the fun. And by fun, I mean rewiring. Let me grab something to sit on. This is gonna be one of those things. Okay. How's the camera angle for this? Is it... I'm so short. That'll work though. Okay. You guys can see, right? Can you see? Oh, pull up stream. You guys can kind of see what I'm doing. You guys can kind of see what I'm doing. Good enough. Portable heat shrink tube. The thing with portable heat shrink tube is if the wire, excuse me, if the wire already has the connector on the end, you might not be able to put the heat shrink tube over it. Now, if you're doing it preemptively, yes, the heat shrink tube stuff works great. But that requires that you're doing it preemptively. Not like in this case where I'm doing it as I go, right? I am wiring this up as I go. So. But, by the way, I did install the insulation on the bottom without trimming the corners. You think bed leveling issues? I didn't put the insulation under the bed on this because at some point I'm going to put fans under the bed to circulate air around the chamber. So for now, I don't have the insulation under the bed, but I'll be cutting holes in the bottom panel and putting ducts to suck air from under the bed to blow up around the side of the printer. The plan is to get this up and running. And then once it's up and running and solid, I'll get it enclosed and do some more mods to it to make it a better printer. Because winter is coming. It's already like, I think it's like 17 Celsius in my garage. This side of the garage gets colder than the other side because this side has less insulation. So when winter does come, this side of the garage is going to be cold. So it's going to be fun printing giant ABS prints on a massive printer. I'm just going to cover it with a blanket. Okay, so I need one more chair. Whatever, this is good enough. Okay, so let's start taking this apart. Where'd I put the electric? There it is. Unscrewing this like a Neanderthal. What's going on here? I can't reach that in there. Really, that doesn't reach in there. Okay, I need an Allen key. I need an Allen key because the hole ain't too big enough. This hole ain't big enough for the two of us. 2.5. My 2.5 Allen key. Are you a 2.5 Allen key? You are not a 2.5. You're a 2. One of these days, I'm just gonna sit down and like organize all my Allen keys. I need to like find where I put them all. Properly organize this shit. One of these is 2.5, that'll do. Blanket for the win. Blankets are awesome. That's how I built the wall between the two sides of my garage. It's just blankets. So that way I don't have to worry about, they have some give to them. So they move around. So this is going to be a little bit interesting because I'm now going to have to figure out a different solution for for cooling. I'm not super concerned right now. It is winter, or it is fall coming into winter. So I'm not super concerned about cooling the electronics on this machine. I don't think that it'll be that big of an issue yet, but I am going to have to put a fan. What I might end up doing, depending on how much room I have, is this is a pretty slim fan. I might just mount it directly to this. Yeah, I might just mount it directly to this on the outside or something. It depends how much room I have available. So, okay. So motors are going to be fun. Okay. I'm assuming these are my Z, and that is XY. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4 for the Z. So we'll do. I'm hoping I rewired these up correctly the way I wanted them. It's gonna suck. I kind of screwed up. I screwed myself. A lot of these wires were a lot longer and I shortened them so I wouldn't have to like have a bunch of extra wires floating around that I'd have to manage. Turns out you're supposed to have like a little box under the printer for all the extra wires to hang out in so that you can like take this box off and like move it like a foot away from the printer for maintenance reasons and whatnot. I didn't do that. So I'm hoping I have enough extra wire to rewire this. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to do some soldering, which is gonna get annoying. And I don't want to do that, but I might have to. So we'll see. so 0. One. What game I actually started playing again? And it disappoints me so much. Baldur's Gate has broken my brain when it comes to video games. And it's like, yeah, Mega Bonk is fun, by the way. But like when it comes to games with a story, freaking Baldur's Gate has like broken my brain. And I can't just deal with like inept party members. Like it's too good. It's too good. So I've started playing Mass Effect again, because it's like the only other game I have that like scratches that itch. Three. Okay, so those are these 3 wires. So let me grab a little piece of tape just so I can keep these bundled together, because these are my Z. Or actually, not tape. Let's be preemptive and be good and not waste material and use my Velcro zip ties if I knew where I put them. Shoot, I think I brought them downstairs. So I don't think they're in here. Yeah, my Velcro zip ties I think I brought downstairs. Shoot. Okay, I guess we're just gonna really use regular zip ties. Oh, my Velcro zip ties. I had them. I had them. Shoot. Got them out. They were on top of here, but I don't know where I put them. The joys of, like, having bad eyes. Where are you? Yeah, I don't know where I put them. Shoot. That sucks. Okay, well. Tape? Do I have tape? I mean, I got Tessa tape. Okay, zip ties it is, whatever. Nice. All right. Okay. Actually, can I change from top? You know what? Live chat. Chat filter. All messages. There we go. Now I can see all the messages. There we go. Cool. Okay, so this is the wires for the Z motors. So those guys are that. So keep those together. Okay. And then we have our AB motor, which I don't think I actually have any letters now. Okay. So we will use 8 for the B and 4 for the T. Does that sound good? 8 for the B. Or actually no, because it'd be BA. Or no, they're upside down. That's right, it is upside down, so yeah. In this case, it's AB. And then 4. This guy. Okay. That makes sense, right? Because the motors are upside down. Normally it's BA if you're looking at a V2, but the motors are not coming from the bottom, they're coming from the top, so it's AB. Right? Right. Put a little zip tie on this guy. Oh, I really hope these are long enough. I really shortened these way too much. Okay. So next, we have 2 fans here. I think these fans are these 2 fans are the fans that sit on the motors, I believe. Yes. Yes, they are. These are the ones that sit on the motors. So these are the motor fans. They are 24 volts. Okay, so the motor fans, 24 volts. I'm just gonna put one wrap around them because 0 is motor fans because they're just 2 fans. They don't matter which one's which. They both do the exact same thing. Also, I did save the config. I did back up the printer.cfg config. So that way I do have, I can reference the old config when it comes to setting up the new config. I think some of the motors on the Vector SL works at 48 volts and some worked. I believe the Kraken, you can do some motors at 48. Yeah. Like the plan is to do, the motors themselves will take whatever. It's the drivers. The motors will take whatever. The motors will run at whatever voltage. It's the drivers that have the issue. This case, I'm pretty sure, I can't remember. Can the Kraken, can you differentiate the voltage on the Kraken? For the motors? I can't remember. Or are they all the same? I don't think it matters. Like the Kraken, they could take 40 volts right across the board. We have Tallboy is just a bone stock V2. Or actually, no, that's all 24 volt though. That's all 24 volt. But yeah, see, these drivers here can't take 20 or can't take 48, I don't think. Here, let me take one of them out. I don't think these could take 48 volts. But these big guys can. So we're okay there, I think. I mean, there's an upper limit on steppers for voltage, but 300. Yeah, yeah, you can feed steppers quite high voltage before they actually start going pop. Okay, so these are the thermistors. Or correction, this is for. Where's the bed? Okay, where's the bed controller go? So oh, these wires right here are the bed. Ooh, that's gonna be annoying. Because I'm gonna have to figure out how to wire up. Because we just have like, what is it? We got 4 or 5 wires coming from this SSR that I'm gonna have to figure out how to rewire. So this SSR is gonna be a bit of a butt, I got a feeling. Because I gotta figure out how this is wired up and then copy it essentially. So there's the SSR. Unplug this guy, don't need that. Of course, there's one wire that doesn't want to go. Okay. So this is the solid state relay. There's 4 of them. Driver input voltage. Yeah. Yeah, there's just a separate input and you can give it up to 48 volts. So this is, I believe, where's this guy go? I don't know what this is. I need a smaller. Really? Oh, this was all pre-wired by them. I need to get proper screwdriver. Do I have my lptstore.com? It's downstairs. One second. I'll be back. Where is it? Here it is. Okay, you go there. You, I'll take you. That'll work. I am back. Back I am. Back again. Nero, that SSR, the red wire needs 24 volts. The other 4 wires are PWM. That makes sense. That makes sense. Red wire needs 24 volts. Because you got negative, negative, negative. Middle in there is a positive, which is D. Yeah. So 24 volts for that. And the other 4 are the PWM for controlling. Yeah. So we need 4 fans or whatever to pull from. Okay, so what are you? G1V1. Where do you connect to? What do you connect to? I want to make sure what you actually... That just says VMOT. So is that a motor voltage? You know I gotta cut some of these wonderful zip ties I put in here. Okay, so this is V motor. Okay, so this is 48 volts right here for the motor voltage. So this is motor voltage, 48 volts. Okay. See the Hurricane? I mean, I personally haven't seen it, but I have seen some videos, and yeah, that shit's fucked. Hopefully they're all good. Like, that's a big storm. I was thinking the other day, I'm like, this has been a very quiet hurricane season so far this year. Like, have any actual hurricanes made landfall in the US this year? Like, it's been a pretty quiet hurricane season. Wow, these wires are... Picture Tech just jammed them in. Wire management. Yeah, like the stock, like here's the thing. Like they didn't... I mean, I will take this every day of the week over in a stock setup over like an Elegoo Orange Storm Giga. I'm assuming you are 24 volts. Let me just double check. I'm trying to undo all these because one, the zip ties are kind of crap. Okay, I want to make sure because I want to try and remove wires too. Try and simplify things a bit. I want to be able to see. I did. It is unplugged, obviously. So, okay. So you are 48 volt. Okay, so you're 24. So this is 24. So this is 24 volt power. Okay. What is this? I can't remember what this is. Is this just like the power relay for turning the printer on and off? Like... I think it's just like a big breaker or something. Okay, well, I'm just gonna leave it. Okay, unplug this guy. This is the screen and the data, which is probably causing a lot of the problems I'm having. So you go bye-bye. You go in there. I'm gonna have to have fun unclipping this all the way across. And now we gotta undo these. These are the thermistors for the bed. So I'm assuming it is 0 to 4 because there's no labeling on this, but I'm assuming it's 0 to 4 or 0 to 3. So 1 to 4. So I will just do it that way. And if I need to reverse them, I reverse them. Yeah, NOAA shut down, so there's no hurricane in the US right now. Don't you hate when cables don't want to come out? It's like, come on. There we go. 1. Zero. Two. Remember, while I'm doing this, I know this is super fun to watch, but what's even more fun is winning a spool of filament. Every stream, we do give away a spool of filament. Link in the video description. Enter for your chance. We'll do the draw at the end of stream. While you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed. And if you want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member, a Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others. It's like the coolest thing you can do. Okay. 2. 3. Andrew Rogers gifted 5 community memberships. That's a cool person. Cheers and appreciate it. Hello, TJL. There we go. Okay. So that is everything removed from the tool head. Or from the main board. So that's actually kind of nice. It's one of the nice things about tool head boards. It makes actually wiring up your main electronics a lot simpler. Because so we are going to have to do some crimping though. Unfortunately, the motor connectors that this uses are different than the motor connectors whatever this board uses. They're different. And this box, for those wondering, is aluminum. So voila, there is our, I don't even know what this is called, Spider Pro? I don't know. That's that board removed. That'll be nice. I'll put it over here. Okay, so now we have the Kraken, which will go right here. But to do that, we have this nice little board here that Esoterical whipped up. And I don't know if it's public, but he gave it to me. And we're going to use it because it's an adapter board that will mount to this so that we can mount this to this. So I don't need to go ahead and figure out some holes or stuff like that. So that's nice. I should probably have that on a lower setting. So it is kind of annoying that the Kraken is a bigger board. I may have to make some new cables here. We're gonna have to do a little faffing about, I think. But the Kraken is a bigger board. And then we also now need to fit a Raspberry Pi in here and also some other stuff. So we may have to do, the Raspberry Pi might live underneath. We'll see. I may have to do some faffing about to make this all work. Because this is a bigger board. This is a bigger board. And all the power goes on this side. I could have done it this way, but that's upside down. And we don't do that around here. We mount our boards properly. We orientate. Put the Pi under the screen. Yeah, I'll figure it out. I mean, I do have a Big Tree Tech Pad 5. I've never used for anything yet. So I could put it somewhere. Like I have, really, I don't have any more M4s. Okay, I guess I gotta go get one M3 screw. Let's see here, loosen that a little bit. Okay. Yeah, we got one more. You know, we got one more screw. Work. There we go. So that is that. So unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to put the fan on the outside of this. But yeah, okay. So now we need to remake some power cables because these are too short. So we're gonna have to make some power cables. Because this mess ain't gonna reach over here. I mean, it kind of does, but then we have these two exposed. So we're gonna have to remake these two longer. This one is plenty long. So actually, I might be able to switch these around. Let's switch these around. Let's do a little, switcheroony here. So we'll take these 48 volt cables. It's the same cables. Yeah. Okay. So I'm still gonna have to do some faffing because we don't want, where's it? Okay, that's power motor. Okay. So VMOT, we want 48 volts. So positive. Negative. Okay. Now this comes over here and goes to there. So I'm gonna have to cut these off and put some proper connectors on here because we can't be having this little loudish. There we go. So remove those. And let me grab some spade connectors, and then also we'll put this on here. It's positive. Here's negative. A dock? I'm sure there's plenty of videos. I'm sure there's some like NASA guide or whatever that tells you exactly what you need, but. So do I want to run bed out? I don't need bed out on this or bed power. So I just need to run two wires. I just need power motor and then power because we're going to use the fans. We're going to use the extra fans to run this guy, I believe. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I got to look up the wiring on here for the motors, but I need to get spade connectors right now. So let's go over here to the other side of the garage. Spade connectors. Wire strippers. I need bigger wire strippers. Crimper. And then also, by the way, in case you didn't know, GamerSupps has a sale right now. I believe it's free shipping if you use code Canuck. So check them out, link in the description. Am I using the bed out? Hobo Banana. Hobo Banana is bringing up my rule. My rule is if something says something, make it do the thing. So on a normal printer build, you know, a solid state relay can be controlled by any pretty much like 3 to 24 volt signal. You can use a fan. Fans are very common used to control an SSR. I like to use the bed. Why? Bed is bed. It makes it a lot easier troubleshooting, thinking about it when you're looking at what pin it is. Bed is bed. So if the controller board has a dedicated bed out, use it to control the bed. Now the downside is on the Octopus here, or correction, on the Kraken, BTT Kraken, pin out. When we look at it here, okay, bed is bed, but bed needs bed in, okay? So to power our motors, we could just put, you know, 48 volt plus negative. To power the main board itself and everything, you just do 24 volt, you know, positive, negative. But if I want to do a bed out, I need to put a bed in. So this right here only comes out here. And also, we need to power 4 beds. So since we're doing 4 beds, we're just going to use, you know, the fans here. We'll just use, you know, fan 4, 5, 6, 7. Use these as our control or something, or whatever, like, because we have 2 fans. I think there's fan headers up here too. Oh, these are always on fans. Okay, so we're not going to use these always on fans. Yeah, we're not going to use these always on fans. I mean, we could use these. What are these? Are these end stops? I think these are end stops, so we're not going to use the end stops. There's our thermistors. So we'll use, you know, there's no bed thermistor, so we'll use these guys for our thermistors. I don't see, this is what I don't get. It's called, you can see it here. It's called thermistor bed, thermistor 0, 1, 2, 3. But they're all the exact same. So there's no point in calling this bed. Like, they could just be thermistor 0 to 4. Because the only reason this is thermistor bed is because they just called it thermistor bed. We could also use these. We could also use these for the SSR. And you know what? We might actually use these. We might use this for the relay just to keep it simple, because these are heaters. Remember, monkey brain, try and keep things as simple as possible. Heater, make heater go hot, right? But we do need to pull a fully dedicated 24 volt from somewhere to power it. So I'll just pull, you know, 24 volts from like one of these pins right here, like this always on fan. This is VIN. So at least this is VIN. So I'll pull 24 volts from here, and then all the pins for controlling the SSRs will be these right here, PF 6, 7, 9, and 8. Picture Tech. Why is this one 9 and this one 8? Why is this not 8 and this 9? Why? If I wanted to get power out here, I would have to run power in here. I'm not going to run power in here just to get power out here. I can just pull 24 volts from right here. I'll just run one wire to the VIN and call it a day. But we're going to use heater 0 to 3 to control our bed. Our thermistors are going to be, for the beds, are going to be these 4 right here, because this right here is arbitrary. We're looking at PV 0, 1, and then these, okay, whatever. But these will be our 4 beds. We'll save TH3 for whatever. Maybe make that a chamber or something. Or I might start it. See, this is what annoys me. I want to start here because it's arbitrary. But this is called bed, so I'm going to start at 0. We're going 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's that. The 2 fans that we will use for the things will be right here. I will have to pull a new fan for the enclosure fan, but I can just grab one of these guys. And then the motors are all up top here, and these are the big ones, so these will be our A, B, and then our 4Z. Okay, that seems pretty simple. I'm not going to mess it up. Let's get to wiring. Let's get to wiring. OCD much? It's not so much OCD as in the fact, think of it this way, whenever you're wiring up everything, imagine it is 8 months from now and you have to go in there and fix something and you don't remember what you did. That's why. So when you look at it and you go, okay, I got 4 here. They're plugged in 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so these are the 4 heaters are combined. They're part of the same system. Oh, these 4 heaters go to something hot. Okay, these are probably the bed, right? Like you try to wire it up in a way where if somebody comes across it, like somebody helping you, or you yourself a year down the line and you don't remember what the hell you did, at least you have some sort of like, it makes sense, right? That's why I say bed is bed. Always wire up your bed heater to the bed out, regardless if it's an SSR and it doesn't need like the crazy MOSFET and shit. Like this out is massive. Look at the size of this MOSFET. You do not need this MOSFET to run an SSR. You can use a fan MOSFET, but it's the bed. So when you look at it and you see a wire coming out of it, you're probably gonna go, that's the bed, right? Keep it simple. Okay, keep it simple. How's this print coming along? Oh, this print's almost done. Good, good. Okay. Okay, put you there. Okie dokie. So let's get this movable feast underway. So you are gonna go to there. That. Put connections on paper and stick the paper. Yeah, that's another thing you can do. As you do it up, write down everything and just put a piece of paper, like, or just get a piece of like painter's tape or something, just put a piece of tape and write on it. Like, whatever. At least, like, I've wired up enough printers that, like, I have my own system of doing it, and I just do it the same way. Like, I've done it enough that it's like, okay, this is how I wire up printers when I wire up printers, and I know my system kind of thing, if that makes sense. I know my system because it's the system I use. So, yeah. Plus, it makes it a lot easier when it's a relatively simple setup like this. And it's like, it's not like we have, you know, a bunch of crazy fancy stuff. Like, the funkiest thing with this system is that it has 4 bed heaters. Other than that, this is basically a stock Voron. It just has 4 bed heaters. Like, it's not all-wheel drive or anything funky like that. It is basically a stock Voron, just big with 4 bed heaters. So. Always give your wires a tug. Make sure they're nice and tight. Now, this is gonna be annoying. I'm hoping this is long enough. Please tell me this is long enough. Oh my God. Oh my God, that is not as long as I hoped it would be. That is too short. That is too short. That is too short. I need longer wire. Dang it, that is too short. It is too short by like ½ an inch. This is long enough though. Okay, so you're gonna go there. You're gonna go there. You're gonna go there. Okay. That is annoying. Also, I need to connect the 2 negatives on here, I believe. Or they might already be. I gotta double check to make sure like the negatives are connected on here. Make sure I don't have a floating ground. Floating grounds are not fun. Well, no, this is, these are the pre-made wires. The power wires that didn't shrink. The only wires I made shorter were like the wires coming from the motors and the fans. So that's negative. this is too big. Oh no. Lose that. Okay, so now I need to find some longer heavy gauge wire. Let me see what I have. I think I have some 14 gauge somewhere. Is it just out here or is it downstairs? I think it's downstairs. Let me go run downstairs and grab it. Pretty sure it's downstairs. I have 14 gauge. Are you down here? You are down here. 14 gauge. Right, I believe you're 14 gauge. Look, 18 gauge. 18 gauge will do. That'll do. I mean, it's only powering a bunch of motors, but they're high volt, so it's low amp. I think 18 gauge will be fine for powering the motors, right? Yeah, 18 gauge should be powerful enough, right? Because the only other wire I have that's bigger is like speaker wire. I think I have some speaker. Let me see. I'm just trying to wire it up with like the same wire that they used already. So it's like similar. Let me see. Let me see. What else do I have? That, no, that's, nope. I mean, that'll work. But I don't want to use that cable. Where is all my heavy duty? I could have sworn I had a bin of like heavy duty wire somewhere. I don't know where I put it. Like I had it. I had like heavy duty wire. And I don't know where I put it. Where did I put it? Heavy duty wire. I had a thing of heavy duty wire. Where did I put it? Where did I put it? Could you? No, that's, no, don't use that. Don't use that. That is not safe. Don't use that. I don't know where I put it. Really? Like, I'm assuming 18 gauge would be fine. You know what? I got 16. You know what? We'll grab 16 gauge. Why not? I have it. I might as well use it. Yeah, 16 gauge. Can't screw it up. It's always better to go over than under, right? I mean, worst case scenario, yep, too much. Oh no. Like, this is 16 gauge. Install gear. We make gear for installers. Ooh, soft touch jacket. Yeah, 100 feet of 18 gauge wire or 16 gauge. That'll work. So I need that by about that long. Okay. Of course, everything that I use to cut the wire is over there. There we go. That'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. It's funny, I bought this for like speaker wire, legit speaker wire, and I've never used it for a speaker. I've only ever used it on printers. So. Okay, let's get back over here. Ugh. All about current, pull your electric bill for you. Oh, this thing, put it this way, I can tell the months that I'm running the printers. During the summer, my power bill changes by about $100 a month, depending if I'm printing a lot or not. It's that obvious. Like, it's actually, like, pretty dang noticeable. Which kind of sucks. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I don't know if these are, there's enough meat here to crimp. Oh, I might have to go to Farrell's. I don't know if I have enough meat here for the crimper to actually, like, crimp onto these. Will you bite? Will you bite? AC is running? AC is always running in the summer. As somebody who's grew up with a mom who's like, we don't need to run the AC. And I'm like, your room's on the ground floor. My room's upstairs above the garage. It is an oven. So as somebody who grew up, you know, sweating my butt off every summer, I have no problem running the AC. I will gladly pay for that. Oh, I'm hoping to have this enclosed. Like, the plan is to hopefully have this enclosed by the end of November. I did find a company near me that does ACM panels. They do them for signs. I want to see if they'll cut one out for me, or cut some out for me, so that I can, you know, actually actually enclose this properly. I do have the CAD files for some ACM panels somebody made up. So we should be good. It's just I got to get them actually made. And hopefully they're not stupidly expensive. Like if they're like, yeah, we'll cut panels for you, that'll be $500. I'll be like, I'm going to be blanketing this printer over the winter. But if it's like, yeah, you know, 100, 200 bucks, okay, that kind of makes sense for custom panels. Fortunately, I don't have access to something like Tap Plastics or something, because shipping that stuff to Canada sucks. So, negative, beautiful. Positive 48 volt. Triple layer cardboard. I do have a bunch of cardboard boxes I gotta get rid of, so I could do that. Power. Poppy power. I don't know why I said that. Okay. So that is that, and that is that. We have these nice little zip tie holders. So actually, let me see. I probably should have did this before, but let's get our zip ties through here before we get too far. Thing's more annoying trying to fit zip ties through something once there. There we go. Is that the right way around? Yes. Okay, cool. So that was that one. Now we got this guy here. Sonofoil cover foam for boards, $8 a piece. Yeah, like I was at Home Depot and they have that you know, it's basically like the rigid foam insulation with like the shiny Mylar on the outside. They have sheets of that. They're 4x8 sheets and they're like 20 bucks. And I need like 3 feet sheets for that. So I can just, you know, rip it down to 4 foot, bring it home, use aluminum tape and make a box to cover this. Like I can easily enclose this thing cheap, but I want to enclose it properly. Because printing ABS on a big machine like this in the winter is going to be fun, and we'll make a fun video at least. Like the whole point is to wait till it gets cold, then try and enclose it to see how much that helps, and I can make a video out of it, right? Okay, so there we go. Okay, so that is that. Okay, so unfortunately I have this like Ethernet here, but I don't think we're going to be putting the Raspberry Pi in here. I think the Raspberry Pi is going to live under the printer somewhere, like under here, and have the Wi-Fi sticker stick out somewhere. So there's like no point having this here, because I don't think it'll fit here. Let me go grab it. I don't think it'll fit here. Because we have a, I mean, I could use like a Pi Zero, but I mean, will this will technically fit here, but holy hell, that's tight. And then you have all this. This is all taken up by wires. So that's the downside. I don't really have somewhere in here to put this guy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a box underneath right here. And under there, I'll have this guy mounted. I'll probably have the breaker box as well for the power and from the USB. Have that under here as well. And then I'll run this out here maybe or something. I'll figure it out. So let me actually get rid of this now since I don't need this. Take that off and save a little bit of space. Space. Mounted on the door. Well, the screen is a long HDMI and USB cable, so I can put the screen over on the front somewhere. So I'm not too worried about the screen. Like, I'll be honest, the screen only is I only have a screen on printers like this so that I can easily like unload filament when I'm standing in front of the machine. I don't actually run the printers from the screen that much. I just use them for macros. Get rid of this guy. Save a little bit of room. Note to self, next time the spider guy comes, get him to spray the printer. Spray the printer for spiders. World Series Game 3. Yeah, the Blue Jays lose. But everyone's gonna be tired the next game. I know that. Okay, so thermistors are easy because we have them all right here. And it's these 4 guys here. So hopefully, yep, same one. 0, 1, 2, 3. So that is the thermistors. Over here. Oh, because let me just double check the wiring on that. Yeah, those 4. Okay. So bed thermistors are thermistor 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we have that there. Next is the 2 fans. So we'll do the 2 fans as 0 and 1. And we need to set jumpers for 24 volts because these are 24 volt fans. So let's grab the jumpers out of here. Actually, what I'll do, steal the jumpers off this. Make yourself useful. Yar. Shit, which one's 24? Should probably check this. Okay. Okay, so the bottom is 24 volts. So 5, 12, 24. Okay. I mean, on the bright side, these are 24 volt fans. So if I plug them into the wrong thing, they just don't run as loud. So 24. 24. And what kind of fan is this? This one's 24 as well. Okay. So we will put a 24 volt jumper on. We'll do this guy because these fans have PWM, I think. So 24. Double check. Yeah, those are all 24. Yeah. Yeah, and then those fans have VA6 ground and yeah, so let me double check. So if I plug this in here, yeah, so ground that and that. Okay, so sweet, this plugs right in here. So I can reuse this really easily. That will just plug in there. Sweet. So that's good. Am I on the right screen? I am. Good. You like the fillet on my hair on the back? I did get a haircut last week. I did have to get a haircut last week. Home Depot, my area sells fiberglass wall paneling. Your sells maybe use that. Link it on the Discord. Cricket. I have tried to watch cricket. And oh my God, I am not a cricket person. So these guys, so these ones don't really matter which one goes where because they're both the same. But I do need to check that they are pinned correctly. Okay, positive, negative, good. So they are pinned correctly, so we're good there. So that goes there. And then that goes there. Okay, so we're good there. So this is gonna be annoying because these ones are too short. Fuck. I don't think I can extend these. I'm gonna have to extend these wires because these are my AB motors and they are already too short. Yep. So these are my AB motors. They have to go over here. They do not reach. They do not reach. So we're gonna have to do some soldering, but I can do these guys. So these guys I can do. These I'm gonna have to solder some extensions on. That is stupid and annoying, but I'm gonna have to do it anyways. These guys will go to here. Okay, so let's do this then. Let's do this. Because this is going to be our, yeah, so that plugs on here. Oh my God, the plug has exposed plugs. That is super sketchy. Holy hell. Okay, well, A, B, C, D. Okay, so blue, yellow, green, black. So blue, yellow, green, black. So this pinout doesn't matter. I could just cut this. So we'll cut this. Snip. And we're going to need red. Of course, red is in the middle. I have to break all this out. So how this is going to work, the red, I need to get a full 24 volts from. So we are going to go to right here because these are always on fans. So I'm going to show you what we're doing. So on here, These are always on fans. So the pin on the right is 24 volts. And our SSR, it's a SSR that controls 4 things. So there's a 24 volt, I need to feed it. And then I need to feed it 4 negative pins. So what we're gonna do is there are 5 wires that come out. One is gonna go to right here and draw 24 volts. The other 3 are gonna go to PF6, 7, 9, and 8. Okay? And that's how we're gonna control the bed. So I'm gonna need my crimper. I mean, at least it's not football where like the last 5 minutes of a football game take as long as like the previous like 2 quarters. Oh, they're playing tonight? Oh, they're gonna be all fucked up. Do they have to travel? Or cause what, this is game 3 now? Or this is game 4. So what was it? It was like 2 in Toronto, 2 in LA? Or is it 1, 1, 1? How does it work? You could tell I'm a big sports person. I love me the sports of the sport. Game 4 is still in it. Okay. Okay, so 2, 3, 2. So 2 games in Toronto, 3 in LA, 2 in Toronto. Okay. I mean, hopefully if they win, that means Toronto wins in Toronto. That would be cool. Hey, just no matter what, the Yankees lose. No matter what, the Yankees lose. Okay, so you're gonna go here. That's a crappy one. There's Klein tools. And then I do believe, I don't know why I still have this in here. You go live on the ground. Where is the bag? Oh, here's the bag with all the thingies that I need for crimping and stripping. The Habs lose or win the playoffs, freaking rights. I mean, they'll probably be, I mean, Toronto doesn't really do that kind of stuff. I don't think. Vancouver does. I think they don't do it in Toronto because everyone's just depressed as shit over the fact they have to live in Toronto. Let me grab a little container for these because these guys are going to be everywhere if I don't. I mean, I wouldn't be energetic enough to like ride if I lived in Toronto. Ain't nobody wants to live in Toronto. Do you want to live in Toronto? I don't want to live in Toronto. Toronto. Yeah, the Yankees lose. Yeah, that's the best part. Like, I don't even follow baseball, but the Yankees lose. Okay, so we got some big things and little things. Okay, so let's go back over here and do some wiring. Okay. So Toronto is nicer than we have in the USA. Yeah. I've watched some really weird videos over the weekend. You guys okay down there? I mean, blink once. Okay, there's that. And then we do that. And then if I remember correctly, it is on the right. So I need this guy. Okay. So you're gonna go right into here. There we go. So that's 24 volt. Now, these are gonna come down and go to here. And we need to control our wires. So you're gonna go here. You're gonna come over here. We're gonna cut you right about there. And actually, I think it's the negative is the control, I believe. I will check. Left. Yeah, left mouse is control. Yeah. Okay, so don't need you. Okay, this is annoying. The labeling and the pinout is different. Ah. Okay. See how it says negative there? But if you look at it here, it says PF6 is on the left. I know they're heaters and there is no positive and negative. But is the positive PF6 and the negative VIN? Or is it the positive VIN and the negative PF6? Because on here, VIN is positive. And the control is the negative. So I should be going to the negative, which would be PFO6, right? Because it's a heater. There is no positive or negative on a heater. But on... Is this the Kraken 1.1? This is the Kraken 1.1. There's a note in the thing. Let me check. There's a note in here about it. I just want to make sure I'm not wiring it up all fucky like. I know control is done on the negative. The product is Kraken to ensure that the interface they're different. Yeah, so the same current, just different voltage. Let me double check. Is this? So I got Kraken V1.1. Let me. V1.1. Let me just double check. Fixed pinout. I know it's switched on ground. Yeah, so I would be plugging in, because, you know, I'm drawing 24 volts from here, from this guy. So I'm drawing, so I would go to the negative. I would go to the negative. So I do go to the negative, I'm assuming. The fact that it shows it as VIN on the negative, according to this, is what's tripping me up right now. But it makes, like, it's a heater. It doesn't matter which way you're wiring up. So I should be okay. I should be okay if I plug in the negative to the negative. That makes the most sense, I believe. I don't know why these aren't backwards. That's what's throwing me off. I just want to know why these are opposite of the normal way of doing things. Kraken. Yeah, I don't think they have anything because China. I mean, I'm going to plug them into the negative, but why? Well, I know negative to negative. It's just when you look at the pinout, it shows PF6 as positive. Because every other one, the VIN is positive, but on here it shows left, PF6, which is left, is positive, and then VIN on the negative. I know it's voltage input. I know it's voltage input. But why would you have voltage input on the negative and not the control pin on the control pin on the positive? Like, I am gonna wire up my control pin from the SSR to the negative. Yeah, I'm gonna follow this. Or no. Yeah, I could check with a multimeter because positive would go to positive, right? Right, it would be open, right? So. Yeah, the pinout and the silk screen are backwards. So which one is the one I should be worried about? Like, I don't want to accidentally. That's what I'm worried about. It's backwards of everything else. Okay. Okay, so we do positive, positive. Okay, so positive is positive. Negative is controlled. Okay. So negative is controlled. Positive is positive. So wired up to the negative. Because positive and positive, they go beep. Yeah. So wire it to the negative. So the pin out diagram is backwards, but the silk screen is correct. Hopefully. Hopefully that's right. Silk screen is correct. Or the silk screen is, yeah, the silk screen is correct. Okay. Okay, so which one is A? A is blah. So A is blah. So check the others. I mean, okay, I'll check the others. It's better safe than sorry. Okay, positive, positive, nothing, positive. Which way am I supposed to go? Does it really matter which way you hold, like, positive, positive, nothing, positive, nothing, positive, nothing. Okay, they're all the same. And then fan don't connect. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah, in this case it matters. So I don't want to send 24 volts to the negative of an SSR and blow it open and then have the heater run away on me. That would be bad. We don't want that. Okay. So come on. Let's put these wires up. There we go. Okay. So positive. Okay, so A. Wait, what are these wires? Okay, wait, what am I doing? A is yellow. A is yellow. A is yellow. We're gonna go there. Okay. That. Grab the crimper. Ferrules, because ferrules are awesome. Always use ferrules. What size is my little one? I think it's white. Grab a bunch of white ferrules. What time is it anyways? We got plenty of time. Plenty of time. Plenty of time. And by plenty of time, I mean we don't have plenty of time. I could, no, because the problem, you're right, I could have pulled 24 volts from there, but I did. Because I didn't know, I don't want it to be risk on a switching thing. I want it to be an always on 24 volts. I don't want it to be a switching 24 volts, if that makes sense. Okay, so negative. and I missed the hole. Dang it. There we go. Okay. And then B is green. Green. I'm really hoping that these are wired up where like it's ABCD. I'm really hoping I wired these up the same way. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to do some like trial and error figuring out which thermistor goes to which one and that they match and everything. So I really hope it's, you know, ABCD, ABCD. I think it is. Let me, where's the thing I cut? Yellow, green, blue is that, and then black. Yeah, okay, good, I did. It is the right way. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Okay, there's that one, and then C is blue. I could miss the notification. Join the Discord. I do an ad everyone when I go live. Okay. Having to solder on wire extension is going to be annoying, I'll be honest. It's like, oh, I could have left all the wires long and just, you know, hit them in a box, but no, I had to rewire everything for proper clean cable management. Totally won't bite me in the ass later. Hey, guess what? My ass is being bit. This one here. Go. Okay. And then negative. There we go. So that is our beds are all wired up now. So now the beds are wired up. So the only thing we still have to wire up now is our motors. So unfortunately our AB motors, I kind of screwed myself. I mean, here's the thing. I could do the AB motors on the smaller motors with the smaller caps, but I want to do the AB motors on the bigger motors with the bigger caps because wrong. And if I did it that way, I wouldn't have to rewire everything. But because I'm doing it the right way with the Z motors on the smaller caps and the AB motors on the bigger caps, this won't reach, unfortunately. Even to just these two right here. Like we're talking, shoot. Could I run it underneath? No, that, is there a wire? I could run it underneath. Nah, that wouldn't work. Dang it, I screwed myself. I really screwed myself on that. I screwed myself on that. If I had left these about 3 inches longer, I would have been fine. I could have left all the extra wire hidden in a box under here, but no, I had to have good cable management and shorten all the wires. Cut corners. I didn't cut corners. I cut corners to specifically, I did extra work to make it look cleaner. And it's biting me in the butt right now. Oh well. Oh well. Okay, so let's get started on these motors, I guess. So am I wearing my crimping? No, I'm wearing my filament shirt. It's like today would be a good day for the Crimping Ain't Easy shirt, but we're not doing it today. Okay. So we will start with motor 0, which is this guy here. Then you're gonna plug in right there. One second, my phone's going off. What's going on? YouTube's letting me know I'm on service loops overpowered. Yeah. 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 So on the bright side, I don't have to cut these because these have these nice little screw-on connectors, and I don't think I crimped them. I did not. But I do think I'm gonna have to shorten. Oh, no, that'll work. Okay, so what do we got? We got black, or red, blue, green, black. Red, blue, green, black. There we go, take that off. Make sure these are the right connectors. They are. Ah. So much to deal with. Okay. Would there be enough space to run them to the back? Not really. I'll just solder on an extension and call it a day. It's not a big deal. Like, it's gonna suck that I have to solder it all up, but we will do that. We'll do that after stream. What I want to do is get these 4 motors done, and then we'll go back because I could hear it done printing. We'll do the tool head. We'll wire up the tool head, and then I will do the soldering off stream because that is boring. Am I gonna have to restrip these? I might have to, because these are too long to fit in the things, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut these and restrip them. That sucks. There we go. Burn them a bit. There we go. Okay. Rotating the 2 power supplies 90 and putting the terminals connection. So the thing is, everything, this is a metal plate. It is mounted to a metal plate that already has all the screw holes and bosses for the screws already like tacked on. They're soldered on. Like they're literally like riveted on. So I would have to do a lot of metal work to actually move around the electronics in here. Plus these sideways would probably be too big, and I'd have to redo all this wiring, which is all how it came from the factory, and I really don't want to mess with it. I'm just gonna leave it. So yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put the Raspberry Pi and some other stuff underneath it, and run the antenna for the Raspberry Pi out the side. So it's not a big deal. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. So right now, put a coffee on, smoke them if you got them. Doing some crimping the next little bit. Anyone get up to anything exciting over the weekend? Halloween's coming up Friday. Put on the Mando suit and give out candy. We're going Calico. We're gonna put Calico on it. Get some of that Calico vision up in here. Okay, so what do we got? Black, green. And I don't think it really matters which way. Because they're either going to all go the right way or they're all going to go the wrong way. 1 second here. Phone's going off. Ooh, I'm going to get a phone call. 1 second. Hello? That's annoying. I got something being sent over that's unassembled, so it's labeled as a kit or like a sample, and Canada Customs is like, no, we need paperwork. Give us paperwork, and I got to get that sorted out right now. It's super annoying. You saw they might be giants. Nice. Are they giants? Are they at least tall? Please tell me they're tall. If they're giants, they better be tall. Black, green, blue. Red. Yep. So you're gonna go right there. I want to click in. Okay, there we go. There we go. There's one. Yeah, this isn't the first time. It happens every now and then. It's super annoying when it happens because they're like, it's a pre-production sample. Like it literally doesn't. It's not for sale yet. Well, we need a bill of sale, and I'm like, I didn't buy it though. So it is what it is. So, Jason. Oh, well, is what it is. Is what it is. Am I on the right camera? I am. Frickin' UPS. go. Ba, ba, ba. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yeah, you can just move that. It's just hanging there. Anything that I need to worry about? I don't think so. Okay.
But just in case we get something. If it's slow tonight, we have another night like this.
Yeah, just so you know. Okay. So just leave it outside? Oh, okay. Okay. Have fun. Have fun at work. Yeah, custom is annoying. Well, the thing is, it's mostly about the fact that they just want their money. Like, you are sending a thing. How much is it? We want our money. And it's like, ah. And it really sucks. So like, oh, we can only hold it for like 48 hours. And it's like, you do know I'm like dealing with a company on the other side of the world with a 12-hour time difference. So it's like, reach out to my contact. That contact has to reach out to their contact back home. It's like, it is annoying. Yeah, I don't got to deal with Orange Man. I mean, technically I do got to deal with Orange Man. And as a proud American taxpayer, because Google does take a portion of my income and give it to Uncle Sam, I am allowed to bitch about it. Because it does affect me in ways you wouldn't believe. $500 in tariffs for $900 in goods. Ugh. Oh yeah, Luke, you're getting royally screwed around by the tariff shit. 42K on 3,000. How does that even work out? The math don't math there. The math don't math. Okay, so what do we got here? We got black. Green. Get in there. Click. Come on, click. Blue. And red. There we go. There we go. That's that. That's that. They entered in the won amount as USD. Oh, jeez. That is just like... Okay. Okay. That's dumb. And I'd fully expect something like that. Okay. What amount is USD? It's like, it was funny. So I land in the airport on Saturday there from undisclosed. And I got to go through American Customs, right? And they're like, how long do you plan on staying in the US? And I'm like, as little as possible. I'll be out of here in an hour. He's like, what? I'm like, I live in Windsor. I'm going across the border back home. He's like, oh, have fun. It's like, why are you here? I'm like, because I don't want to drive 4 hours up to Toronto. He's like, valid, valid. They refuse to adjust it. Yeah, that's the part that's annoying. I am all for, like, how do I word this? It's like, okay, for example, YouTube has the rule where you can't hold anything that's firearm related or shaped on a live stream. Okay, they will take the live stream down immediately and ban you from live streaming. They have that rule in place because people have done some horrible shit on live streams. Simple as that. So I get that rule existing and I support that rule. The problem is it's arbitrarily enforced with false positives all the time. So they have to be better at undoing the false positives. That's what I don't like, is the fact that the false positives are hard to undo. And their system, because it's all automated now, because AI is the future and it's shit, is really annoying. So it's that kind of thing. It's like, yeah. Will we see you at Formnext? No. I will not be at Formnext. I do not have, I don't have a sponsor for it, and I don't have the time in the budget, like the time budget for it. So, unfortunately, Formnext being in the middle of a week is really annoying because it basically means my wife has to get a whole week off work for me to go, because I won't be home for an entire week. So. Oh, it's funny. Like, I've never had an issue flying out of Detroit. Detroit Airport is a great airport. I love Detroit Airport. Great airport. Staff are super friendly. I've never had a problem at Detroit Airport. So if you ever gotta pick an airport to fly out of, and you're in the area, DTW is where it's at. See, I want to be shortening these wires because they're plugged in backwards, so like the longest wire is closest. But I'm like, I am not shortening wires again after what happened last time. So I will deal with it. Okay, so that's that. Grab one more 4-pin. Did I do pod connector? What is that one? Oh, that's for the fan. Okay. Black. Green. Blue. Red. Oh. Oh, come on, get in your hole. Go click, click. There we go. Go. One more. 2 times up in the... Yeah, DTW, like the McNamara, both terminals, but like mainly I fly out of the McNamara terminal at Detroit Airport. It's a modern airport. It's relative. I think it was built just after 2000, so it's a relatively new airport. It's really clean. You can't get lost in it. It's a straight line, and it's a Delta hub, so it's just a really nice airport. I've never had an issue with it, and it's consistently rated as like one of the top 5 or 10 airports in the U.S. too. So, like even with the shutdown and everything, I didn't have any delays or anything like that. So it was really nice. Because I was a little worried about that. Four-hour layover at Detroit. Yeah, Sky Lounge at Detroit. Like the only thing with Detroit Airport, there's really not much to do there. I believe they do have free Wi-Fi though. So just find a corner and, I don't know, play on your Steam Deck. That's what I do. Because I always end up getting to the airport really early because I have to cross the border. So because I have to cross the border, and then, so there's always a chance the bridge is delayed, and then you got to go through customs after going through the bridge. And then after that, you have to drive to the airport itself, and Detroit traffic usually isn't too bad, but it can be bad. And then you get to the airport, you got to park, then you got to take the shuttle to the airport itself, because you're not paying $30 a day for airport parking. We have to pay the $10 a day at US Park or whatever. And then you got to get through airport customs, which, considering, you know, the government ain't paying these folks right now, probably isn't the most, like, you know, go-getter employees right now. So long story short, as always, I left like 3.5 hours early for my flight, and I got to the airport and I had 2.5 hours to kill because I had no issues getting through anything. And I was like, well, one of these days I'm going to leave super early and it's going to save my butt. But so far, it's just been nothing but me sitting at the airport for 3 hours. Yeah, the bridge is built. They're just not done like all the customs and border stuff around it. Like the bridge is built. It's built. You can drive across it. Somebody already did accidentally, I believe. But they're not done all the facilities around it. What were you playing on the Steam Deck? I was playing Mega Bonk. I started playing Brotato a little bit, so Pulo's gonna be happy with that. It's fun. It's one of those games like I play a little bit here and there. I don't actually like sit down and play for hours on end, but it's fun for killing a couple minutes here and there. I started playing Mass Effect 3 again, or well, the Mass Effect trilogy again. I have the Legendary Edition, so it's pretty much one continuous game. So I started playing Mass Effect again. And then Baldur's Gate 2, because Baldur's Gate is just, it's Baldur's Gate. Or Baldur's Gate TOO. Baldur's Gate 3. Come on, get in your hole. There we go. Yeah, Brotato, it's fun for like killing 5-10 minutes. And Mega Bonk is also fun. Finally got around to picking up Baldur's Gate 3. Okay, DY-Fi, I will see you all in about 100 and something hours. What I recommend, go through your first playthrough, don't look up anything. Whatever happens, happens. Let it ride. And then for your second playthrough, play a Dark Urge character. So, play a Tav for your first playthrough. Let whatever happens, happens. And then for your second playthrough, do a little bit more research about like stuff and play a Dark Urge character. It's like New Game Plus. When you go in blind. It's really fun. It is really fun when you go in blind and you don't know what's going on. Like the problem is like, I've got like 700 something hours in the game already. So like every now and then I come across something that I haven't done before. But like for the most part, it's like, yeah, I've done, you know, it's just playing stuff differently now. Like, oh, I'm going to play a character who, you know, doesn't like humans or something like that. Like you have to like make it interesting. Play a different way. Force yourself to play a different way. Like, I know people that have done playthroughs where it's like, yeah, I've beaten the game. I've got a couple thousand hours in it. I've beaten the game as every one of the main, like, the origin characters. I've done, you know, evil playthroughs, good playthroughs. It's like, damn, that's a lot of playthroughs. Okay, so that is all that. So I'm going to have to make up some extension wires, unfortunately, for these two motors. But other than that, that is the main board wired up. So now we can go back to the desk and we can build the tool head, I think. So let's go over there. Ooh, my butt. And actually, I need to see if I can mount. Is there room? Okay, so let's put you here for now. We're just gonna stick you in there for now. Will this close? How much room do I have here? Can I fit a fan in there? So I don't think this will fit over that. I might be able to fit this fan in here. Let's see. Played Dark Urge first playthrough. That spoils too much. I like telling people that have never played Baldur's Gate 3 before, play as a Dark Urge character for your second playthrough, because it's kind of like New Game Plus, where you're going to get a little bit, it's going to fill in a bit more of the story. And it's kind of like a New Game Plus. So that's when I tell people, like, hey, if you're going to play Baldur's Gate, you know, you a lot, which you kind of always end up doing. So I can put that there. Will that fit? Just need to make sure it fits. Oh yeah, it fits. Should fit. I mean, how much clearance do we have here? So the MOSFET's the tallest thing, I think. Yeah, the MOSFET's the tallest thing. That's that. So if that is that. Oh yeah, that clears. So I can mount this directly to this. I'll have to put a little extension on it, a little cable extension, but I could mount this right here to the fan and then just have a long cable go and plug into that. So I'll have to make an extension cable for this as well, but I can mount this to this. So I'm gonna have to drill some holes because I don't think any of these line up. No, none of these line up. So I'll have to drill some holes and put some screws in, but I can mount this to this. And then we'll have at least some intake cooling here. So we'll have some air movement inside the box, and then I'll just have to make an extension. So that's good there. Okay, so make an extension for these two cables, solder them on, get our AB motors wired up, fan wired up, cable manage, and that is that done. So now we can go back and do the tool head. That was productive. What time are we at right now? What time are we at right now? We are at 1:34. We have a little bit of time. So here's the conundrum. Make some room. Here is the stock mount. The stock mount for electronics for the A4T. Unfortunately, the EBB36 doesn't fit. It doesn't work. So I printed two aftermarket ones here. Or I don't know, I found these on printables. So this one will go here. And that won't work because this has a bigger, this is a bigger SMD component right there. So that doesn't clear. Put this guy. And this doesn't clear. Okay, so nobody has an EBB36 Gen 2 mount for this, so I can't mount this. Does anyone have an EBB36 Gen 2 mount for an orbiter? because none of the Gen 1 mounts work because the board is different shaped. It's bigger. Okay. The LDO Nighthawk. One of these is a Nighthawk, I think. LDO Nighthawk Orbiter mount. Spacers. It's not that. Because I use, one of these is a Nighthawk, I think. EBB36. So which one's this? This is A4T XOL. So this is a stock one. It don't work. Yeah, I reprinted that. That don't work. And then this was a EBB36 1.0. So that don't work. So I need something for the Gen 2. So you said the Nighthawk one works? We can try the Nighthawk one. The problem is this sits up pretty high. Let me grab a Nighthawk. Like, actually, let me grab a Nighthawk so I have a comparison here. Yeah, this is a Nighthawk board. Close that so I don't bump my head. So yeah, this is a Nighthawk. You don't need to solder the motor connectors. You can use screw-in connectors, just extend them. I have to extend the wires, so I gotta do solder anyways. Like, I need to extend the wires. Because the connectors are, yeah. I need to extend the wires. So I need like an extra like 4 inches on these wires. Because they only go to here. And I need them to go to here. So I need like, yeah, so I gotta solder extensions on those wires. And then crimp on the bigger connectors that they use as well. Because they use these bigger connectors. So. All right, let's take a look here. Okay, so this is an EBB36, so yeah, so if I go with EBB36, okay, so yeah, a Nighthawk mount would work. So we gotta print this guy off. Okay, so download this. Let me just see if there's any Nighthawk Orbiter. That is the most popular one. Okay. That's rat rig. Okay. So now, hopefully that clears the bigger over molding too. The A4T. Okay, do you have a link to it? Because here's the thing. This is the stock A4T Orbiter PCB mount, but it doesn't fit the Gen 2 Nighthawk, or the Gen 2 EBB36. It doesn't fit it. So, Ishmael, is that what you're referring to? The LDO Nighthawk documentation page. Let's see here. Stealth changer, LGX. Yeah, so I need orbiter. Yeah, so I need the orbiter. Yeah, so this one. I mean, I'll print them both, and whatever one works is whatever one works. Yeah, so this one has it mounted slightly offset. And you also want to get, oh, it has 2 mounts in the docks, yeah. Universal mount. Orbiter mount. Yeah, no, I need the strain relief. So the rigid mount. This flex mount. It's flex mount. What's the difference between flex and rigid? Oh, there's like an actual like flex in there. Don't trust that, rigid. That's just asking for it to break. Okay, so there's this one. That doesn't look like it'll work on it. No, that won't work because that's not the right spacing. That's not the right spacing for the, So it's either this one or this one. I will print both, and whatever one works is the one we will use. Simple as. Does that work? Yeah. Oh, I can modify it too. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to print both of them. Whatever one works is whatever one I'll use. And if neither of these works, then I will and modify one and print it and whatnot. Core 1, 2. Set ready and print now. There we go. Yeah, whatever one of these works is the one I'll use. And if neither of them work, then I guess I'll design. There should be mounts for the EBB36 Gen 2 somewhere. I looked on the GitHub. I didn't see any though. So, because unfortunately, the ones for the Gen 1 don't work. The ones for the Gen 1 do not work. They are, they don't have enough clearance for the extended PCB. So that kind of sucks. He's the one that doesn't work. We're trying to be somewhat decent here. What we're doing, we're trying to kind of not make fools of ourselves completely too much. Oh. Close that. Am I gonna have room for the... Yeah, I'll have room for it. Yeah. Okay, so that's that. So I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, we can make extensions. Let's make some motor extensions. Who wants to make some motor extensions? Motor extensions. Motor extensions. Motor extensions. Do I have some motor wires I can steal? Let me go grab some motor wire so I can keep it all color coded because I'm lazy. I don't want to keep it all color coded. 1 second, I'll be back. Motor extensions. Motor extensions. What are you? You are... What color? No, we're going to keep the colors the same. I want to use the same colors. Motor wires. This is standard motor wire. And that is standard motor wire. You will work perfectly. Behold. I will cut you. I will cut you right now. There we go. Oh, it is from LDO Motors too. Cool. Okay. There we go. Okay, how long do I need to make this? How long do they need to make this? Keep all the cables you cut off. For this one, no, I threw them out. They might be in a bin somewhere, but I didn't bother looking. Okay. So, I'm a little worried because these are a higher gauge, but I don't think it really matters that much. Actually, are these the same? No, these are the same gauge. Yeah, these are the same gauge, roughly. I mean, they're only AB motors. It's not like you're going to burn out the motor wires. Okay, so these come up to here. I need extensions that are at least that long. So that long. Make it a little bit longer, just to be safe. Cut this. Cut that. Grab two of the big connectors. Grab the big connector. Black, green, blue, red. There we go. Don't lose that. Does anyone outside YouTubers have? I think they're for sale now on the site. I think they are for sale now on the site. So. One for the board, one for the beds. The beds are solid state relays. The beds are mains. They don't use a power supply. I mean, Niagara Falls is the power supply for my bed. The beds are mains. There's a 24 volt and a 48 volt power supply in the printer. The 48 volt power supply is going to power the motors. And the 24 volt power supply is powering everything but the motors. Except for the beds, because the beds are powered by mains. Can I crimp these on? Oh my god, these are freaking huge. Does this fit my crimper? I don't need 5 volts for the Raspberry Pi because this uses a Bigtree Tech Pi 2, which can take up to 24 volts. So I can just feed this 24 volts. I don't need a separate power supply for the Raspberry Pi. It'll because the Linux SoC that we're using can take up to 24 volts. So. Oh my god, that is... Okay, that's one connector. Jesus, thing's huge. Yeah, that's one of the things I wish with 3D printers was that there was more, you know, half the reason I don't bother with 48 volt most of the time is it gets annoying having to have all these different power supplies. If you could just run like one 48 volt power supply and it would just, you know, the main board would step it down to everything, that would be great. The problem is, like, I know Luke's lab has like 48 volt heaters, but that's not common. And Lee Smith Workshop, cheers for the 5 gifted community memberships. Appreciate it. Don't think this crimper is the right, is probably too small for this, but it's working. Flex power supplies are the best. 48, 24, 12, 5, all in one for 30 bucks. That seems like a pretty good for a pretty cheap price. So what's the catch? Yeah, the problem is stepping it down is noisy. That's the problem. Because I think we've talked about this in chat before, and somebody who knows way more about it than me was like, yeah, oh, used industrial. Yeah, that's the thing. They're used. You're not gonna, most printer kit companies are not gonna ship a used power supply in their kit. Also, you gotta be careful. There's like really cheap LED power supplies out there, but they're only designed for like continuous voltage or continuous power delivery, like in an LED sign that's always on. They're not meant for like variable draw. So like if you come across those, they look really nice. They're not good for 3D printers. So you gotta be careful. Because they're meant for sustained load, not variable load. LED's high distance voltage check, yeah. Printer requires my attention. No, you don't. You lie. Well, I could peel that extra bit of film out. You don't need my attention. You just received a new badge. I received a badge on printables for Download Maniac. Ooh la la. So fancy. So fancy. Oh, actually, I pulled my phone out to check the picture. To make sure I'm wiring this up correctly. Okay. So we got black. Green. Blue. Red. All right, so that's one extension made up. And then again. I'll just break all these wires apart instead of having it all connected. There we go. They're also really noisy. I could see it. How's everything going? Good. I have to make some extensions for some of the wires and solder them on because I shortened the wires to make everything look pretty when I originally built it, and now it's biting me in the ass because I'm having to swap out hardware. So we're just making up 2 little motor wire extensions here. And then I'm reprinting some mounts because trying to find a mount for the EBB36 Gen 2 for the orbiter extruder, they don't work. The Gen 1s don't work. So we're having to do a little bit of trial and error to find a mount. So if all goes well on the Friday stream, hopefully we could start firmware. I'm hoping. Oh, I should probably not have my phone visible just in case. It's like when you see people hide the keys to their house on videos, they blur them. And it's like, I get it. I get it. I've never done that, but I get it. Like, I don't even think I have a key to my, I do have a key to my house, but I do like number locks for everything. So. Make it a quick and dirty Gen 2. Well, I'm printing one right now that should work. And if it doesn't, then I'll worry about catting one up. Do Micron 180 support this tool head? It's the A4T. It's not so much the tool head. It needs to be a mount that fits on the back of an Orbiter V2 extruder. It needs to be a mount that fits on the back of an Orbiter V2 extruder. V2.5, but it's the same thing as the 2. And I don't want it to be quick and dirty. I wanted something that'll, you know, work and last a while. Because it's got to work and last a while. So while I'm usually down for the scuff, in this case, it's like, I'd rather not scuff. Like, I think Esoterical might have a mount. I gotta ask him. A4T, honestly, like, I didn't put LEDs in it, but there you go. This is it right here. So you got 2 fans, 3 fans, heaters, and then this is it. And then you just have a different plate to mount whatever extruder you want on it. It's 1, 2, 3 parts. If you're not doing the LEDs, it's 3 parts. Keep it simple, stupid. But I do believe it is wider than a stock stealth burner. It's wider, but it's not as tall. Which is okay because the Venture XL has over traveled by quite a bit on the X and Y. There we go. Okay, so there we go. Here, let me strip the ends off these because I'm going to have to solder them all up, but I need to get them ready for solder. 1, 2, 3. 4. Okay. I've got like 2 minutes left, so we gotta do the giveaway in a minute. This was actually really productive. This was a really productive stream. So what I might do is cat up a quick little box to put the Pi 2 in, along with the, I was really hoping to get the tool head installed today, because I need to figure out how long the cable is that comes with it, and like, if I need to extend it or not. I really hope I don't need to. I'm hoping I can just, you know, put... Because this is the, you plug the cable that comes from the tool head into this, and then the other side, you go USB and 24 volt, right? So this is the cable that goes to the tool head. That plugs into here, okay? Like this. Okay. And then you plug in 24 volts here, and then your USB that goes to your Pi 0. So I'm hoping if this cable isn't long enough to go to the main electrical box that you see right there, which I can't put it in there anyways because I don't have room for this in there. So I'm hoping that it's long enough to get out of the Z chain, and then I could just mount this underneath along with the Pi 0 underneath, and then, or the Pi 2, the BigTree Pi 2, and then I could just run little, I have a little access hole here to connect it. So yeah. So here's hoping that I could do it that way instead of having to solder an extension on that cable, because it is USB, and with it USB, you want to try and keep the USB run as short as possible for reliability reasons. They've tested it. For those wondering, they've tested the EBB36 running a webcam, a 1080p 30 webcam, like a nozzle camera plugged directly into it in a heated printer up to like 70C. That's one of the reasons I wanted to go with the EBB36 Gen 2. They did a lot of testing for ensuring that it is reliable at temperature over a long distance. So it's like up to this length, it's verified to run in a pretty hot environment. Let me pull it up here. Yeah, so Gen 2 v1.0. So, there we go. STM32, logic, heated. So yeah, the heater port, it can do 4 amps on the heater. So that's good because I'm going to be drawing 3 point something because I'm running an 80 watt heater. So we're good on the heater port. It could take 3 fans, which is nice because we got two wire fans on the EBB36 plus a 3-wire fan for the heatsink fan. So we could take all 3 fans directly in. So it's pretty, in terms of like what we have, it's pretty much what we want. Also, it's rated to 75C. And it's got a shit ton of safety features, like back current protections and whatnot. And it does have a USB port on it. I got to figure out where the USB port is on it, but it's got a USB port on it. So it's got a USB port on it somewhere. One of these is USB. I think that's I2C. I think this is the USB port. Yeah, USB CAN. And then there's a jumper to switch it between. You can run it in CAN mode and you can run it in USB mode. I'm hoping we can do USB. I'm hoping we can run this whole printer USB instead of dealing with CAN bullshit, because that's what kind of killed the last one. But yeah. Yeah, the USB header will be nice because that'll allow us to plug our cartographer or beacon directly into it. But I don't have a beacon, so we're using a cartographer. So, and then if the cable's not long enough, I do have longer cable that I can splice in, including the long one that I cut out of there. And then I do have a little bit of cable wrap. I don't know if this is enough, but I have it. So, if you have not entered, I will give you a reminder right now. You got 2 minutes to enter for your chance to win some POLYMAKER filament. Link in the video description. Check right now for your chance to enter right now for your chance to win. Also, while you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed. If you want to help support the channel, content, create things I do, consider becoming a channel member, Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others. And then also, just a reminder, right now, GamerSupps is doing a big sale. Yeah, holy sheet. Free shipping with orders over 50 with the creator code Canuck. So go get some GamerSupps. It's good. What about 1/8 plywood? I can enclose it with anything. I can enclose it with plywood. Yeah, I can easily enclose it. It's the aesthetics. This printer is going to be like visible if you open the garage door. So I want it to look kind of good. Like I still have all the panels for it. And I'll probably end up using the door panels because they're the only door panels I have. But I will have to figure out how I'm going to do the rest of the panels still, because that's kind of annoying. Just a little annoying. Just a little annoying. So I'm going to do some soldering tonight. If I need to extend the cable, I've got a bunch of extra cable here I can extend it with. So USB hub on this tool. Have you seen this tool headboard? Like, no joke. Here, like, let me zoom in. Zoom in. Okay, there. Look, here this is the EBB36 Gen 2. Okay, so what do we got here? We got 1 fan, 2 fan, or 1, 2, 3. Here, let me pull up the actual thing so I can point it all out. Okay. I used to have a nice little page. Is this it? Yeah. Okay. So we have, okay, motor, I2C, XT60 plus 2, jumpers to switch it between USB and CAN mode, and your 120 resistor. This is I2C. This is a RGB hookup. This is 1 fan. This is for selecting your fan voltage. It's a jumper for that. Heater. This is a servo, whatever that you want to use that for. This is an end stop. This is a thermistor. This one is a filament runout sensor, so you got 2 end stops. This is USB. This is your voltage selector for your 3-pin fan, I think. Or no, this is for the probe, I think. This is your 3-pin fan voltage selector, your 2-pin fan voltage selector. And if you want to know, this is the back of the board. There's your reset and your boot. Look at all them chippies. Look at all them chippies. There is so much back current protection in this bad boy, it's ridiculous. For the fans, it's either 5 volt or VIN. So for the fans, there's no 5, 12, 24. For the fans, it's either 5 volt or VIN. They don't have, it won't be able to do 12. Unless you put 12 volts in. So it's VIN or 12 or 5. So it's only got a 5 volt converter on it. Okay, let's do the giveaway. Let's do the giveaway. I gotta do the giveaway. Accepting responses, save, link to sheet, create. But that was a productive stream. I'll be honest, that was a productive stream. That was fun. I miss streams like that. I miss streams like this, where we just kind of just head down working on something. And then Friday will be kind of more of the same. Normally, I try to avoid doing like continuous builds, but I really want to get this printer back up online. So we kind of have to. So hopefully, if all goes well, Friday stream will be wiring up the new tool head, running the cables, finishing all the wiring, and then hopefully powering it up for the first time and making sure we don't blow shit up, because that would be annoying. So. Come on, marbles. Marbles. Are we frozen? No, we're not frozen. Okay. Marbles froze. Computer froze. 1 second here. Processes. And task. Marbles was being marbly. Okay, let's try this again. It does that sometimes. I don't. Droid build is dependent on this printer working, obviously. Plus, there's still. I want to finish the power armor as well, and that requires that I have the big printer to print the parts. Okay, so we got 218 people. Bots 218. Random. I don't like the space maps. They suck. Let's do this one, sure. All right, how this works is if you win, you get a spool of filament from POLYMAKER. But if I pick your ball and your ball wins, you also get a free hat. This one right here. Who's that? Durbun. If you win, you get a free hat along with your spool of filament from POLYMAKER. Good luck. Oop, up and out. Look at all these balls. Who's going to win? Who's going to win? Wow, people are already down here. Well, remember, exclamation mark zoom zoom makes your ball go faster. Exclamation mark gullible makes everyone else go slower. And if you like the smash button, ring the bell, and are subscribed to the channel, it actually makes your ball go even faster. But not as fast as somebody who were to gift memberships. If you gift memberships, I'm not going to say it's going to do a big thing to help you win. But I'm not going to say it doesn't, because it might. The universe is mysterious. Stuff could happen. Not saying it will, but could. Any plans to try the ERKFA V3? Not honestly, really. I have a box turtle that's still waiting to go on a printer. I really don't do a lot of multicolor. I don't. And when it comes to multi-material, you need a tool changer, which I have a Prusa XL for that. So the original plan was to put the box turtle on the Venture XL and use it for filament rollover. But instead, we're going to be doing, when they eventually become available, the Victory Tech boosters. Whoop! Madmeno, you might have it. You have it, Madmeno, you got it. No, you don't. Well, Trellis is in the lead, but has no momentum. So unless somebody snipes it, you might have it, Trellis. Oh! GH Junior with the snipe. I love these maps with the snipes. Trellis, you got stolen. GH Junior. Let me make sure they're a real human being. Let me find it. Okay, they're a real human. What is that boat? What is that boat? Okay, that's a pretty boring boat, but yeah, if you own it, okay. There's a lot. I love looking at it. Okay, so this is how I filter out the bots, right? Or whatever. Like, let me see here. So everyone puts in a boat, right? Schooner, Glomar, good choice for a boat. But then right at about 11:59 in 12 minutes. Okay, so 11:59, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. In the space of 3 minutes, 11 people enter, none of them put down a boat. And then it goes back to everyone else putting down boats. So that's how I filter the bots, because they don't enter the question or they put like a random gibberish answer. So it's like you look and you have this like big, and the names are all weird too. So it's like everyone's putting names, and then for 3 minutes straight, 11 people enter and don't put a boat. It's pretty obvious. Okay, so GH Junior, you will get an email from me after the stream ends with information on how to collect your filament from POLYMAKER. Congratulations. You cannot think of a boat? Well, just put something. Pick a boat. Put Titanic. Put Benchy. Put something. Like, technically, with it being I'm in Canada, you do have to answer a skill testing question. The skill testing question I use is, do you comprehend that this is written instructions and you can follow basic written instructions? That is my skill testing question. That you are conscious enough to be able to read and answer a basic question. That is my skill testing question. Because technically, like, I know all of us do giveaways like this. Technically, like, they're... I'm not even going to go down that rabbit hole. I'm not even going to touch that rabbit hole. But there's like prizes, giveaways have a bunch of rules that you have to follow, and they have to be, you know, what we do is for fun. Yeah, I'm not opening that can of worms. I'm not opening that can of worms. Okay. So we are going to call it there. Junior, you should get your email pretty soon. This was fun. We got more done than I thought we would. We got the main electronics box all wired up. I will solder on these extensions and hook up those last 2 motors off stream. And then hopefully, if all goes well, I need to print a case for this. Actually, now that I'm realizing, I need to print a case for this, the Victory Tech Pad 5, or HDMI 5. Yeah, Victory Tech HDMI 5. I got to print a case for this. So that will be that. Tomorrow or Friday, if all goes well, we'll install a screen, the tool head board, the tool head. We'll do a little bit of machining. I might do the machining off stream just because it's going to be messy if I do it on stream. Yeah. Hopefully, I don't think we'll get it up and running, but the goal is the next stream for this build, it'll be in a state where the next stream would be the final stream. I want it moving. I don't think we'll get it moving next stream, but that means we'll get as far as we can so that the third stream, it'll be moving. We're going to call it there. Shout out to POLYMAKER for the spool of filament we gave away this stream and every stream. Also, big shout out to Big Tree Tech for providing the electronic hardware that we are using for the upgrade and modding of the Ventura XL. We're using the EBB36 toolhead board, HDMI 5 for the screen, Kraken for the main controller, and then we're going to be running the printer with a Big Tree Tech Pi 2 as the SoC, the system on a chip running Linux. I don't have a affiliate link with Big Tree Tech, but there is a link in the description below if you want to check out their stuff. So shout out to them. And for those that donate to the channel, gifted memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself, I thank you. Would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. Also, check out the other regular affiliate links in the video description below. Won't cost you anything extra. Go a long way in supporting the channel. I'm Taylor, Canuck creator. Enjoy the rest of your week. Be safe out there. Wash your hands. I will see you in the future. I gotta go pick up my kid from school now. Goodbye. Oh, and follow Nero3D on Twitch.